Oh, it looks so great. Oh, the
My bad,
star
my bad.
above San Antonio. Does Austin have one of those yet? Uh,
Nope. Nah, chill out, chill out. We will. We're close this year, but you already had a star. You have two stars now.
no.
Go
The
back,
other one
go
was
back,
the
go back
Scorpions.
and check it out. Now go back and
No,
check it out. You have two
no. We only
stars
got.
now.
Oh, you got. Well, you're talking about the
I
Spur,
guess,
right?
I guess that's a spur.
Yeah, it's
It's
not
a
a star.
spur. That's what San
Come
Antonio
on, you're
is.
from
It's a
Texas, man.
San Antonio is a spur city, not a soccer city. What do you
and
think? What do you think on that note, Harry? What do you think? You think San Antonio is a soccer city, or is it Spurs still?
well, it's got to be Spurs right now, just because they're the major league team in town. And
Mm-hmm.
as much as I love San Antonio FC, they're Division Two. They're D2, and you guys know up in Austin, and you know D2 matters. It does. You look at the crowds that show up to Austin FC. They weren't showing up to the Aztec. When the Aztecs were playing downtown, they weren't showing up to the Bold. And this isn't a dig on the fans in Austin by any means. Just it's like minor league baseball.
Sounds like it, but
No, it's not. It's like minor
who
league
am I?
baseball. How many people are showing up to Round Rock? Yeah, you
Nobody.
put
Now
you put
there,
a major league
actually, you know
team
what?
there,
There's a good crowd still. Still got a good
right? But
amount of
it's
season
six to
ticket
seven
holders.
thousand.
Yeah, yeah,
You put a major league team there, you're getting 20, 30,000.
yeah. It's possible. It's possible, but
It's as the talent that comes with it. There's a reason why MLS teams you know are valued where they're valued and where USL teams are valued where they're valued. Um, the
very
infrastructure that
true.
it requires is just it's as much as I love Toyota Field. I've been to Q2. I hate the outside how it looks, but inside it's a beautiful stadium.
What about the
Uh,
outside? You don't
I
like?
just I don't like the wood. It just to me
Does it look like it's still under construction? That's the way it looks like to me sometimes.
it just
I
it's,
mean, it's because it is under construction still.
the
So
outside doesn't look pretty.
essentially, that place is going to be like the next downtown.
Yeah.
That's what they trying to predict,
So,
right?
but obviously, if you're going to invest, do you want to invest outside of the stadium or do you want to invest inside the stadium? It's like it's
Trust me when I tell you that they make plenty of money inside the stadium.
no, yeah. It's I've been there
Yeah, they
once,
make
and I'll
plenty.
probably be there again this year. Just because.
I was trying to show you that, boy.
Yeah.
All right, man. So, how are you doing, my man, Harry?
I'm doing all
They,
right.
we got no
Preparing
sunshine
for
again.
the
Sunshine,
deep chill.
he's sunshine probably. He's probably making another schedule video or some type of release video. Did you see
We
Frisco's
have
release
to talk
video?
about that.
Oh my gosh.
Do
Yeah.
you want to get into that
No,
first?
no. So let's get into this real quick. The World Cup final. Lionel Messi, man, finally gets it done with Argentina. 2014, he had the chance to do it with Germany. He was 8 years younger. How old is he? 35. So he was 27 at the time. Now he's 35. Gets it done. Man, did you watch that final?
I watched it. Um,
What'd you think? Was it good or are you just like
no, it was a great
penalties?
game. Um, like I said here, I watched it.
Talk to me. Talk to me, Harry. Talk to me. Tell me how you
I
feel.
ended up leaving a little bit because we had some errands that we had to run. So when
I see.
Argentina scored the third goal in extra time, I was in the middle of sprouts and I was a loud goal in front where my wife's like, "Dude, everybody heard you." I'm like, "Dude, it's the World Cup." In extra time, and Messi scored it. Of course. And then
I
everybody's
woke
like, "Well,
I
what's
woke
the
my
score?"
son up. I woke my son up and I
Yeah.
was like,
So
"Hey, dude, I know you're sleepy, but whenever you're my age, you're gonna be able to tell your kids like I saw Messi win that World Cup and lift it, like and that's just gonna be he's gonna be like I never even watched him play, just saw that game." So
well, to me, watching Messi is like watching Michael Jordan. back in that time, for kids today, probably watching Curry or LeBron, where they're just at a different level. It's just how they see the game, how they like when you look at Messi, he's what, five something, a buck something, doesn't you'd think he's just a regular guy from the stands, but the God-given ability that he's got and the ability to create is it's one in what, 10 billion people or whatever that has that ability. So
Yeah, like gifted when he gave it, when he was born, pretty much.
yeah,
Like just destined to play the game. He found his niche and excelled in it. I'm
there's
happy
no
for him,
coach
man.
that taught him that. It's
No, like Ronaldo, he's worked for everything that he has. Like
well, he's got
that's hard
God-given
work.
ability as well.
Right. I mean, yeah,
But
anybody who's good at the game has some type of, natural talent. But Ronaldo has worked for his fitness, his speed,
mhm.
everything, like all that. It wouldn't be the way Messi, he doesn't even drop to defend whenever it's a normal game. Like that game against France, he was dropping, defending, doing goat things, right? Doing things that an athlete should do, setting the example, setting the bar high, and it was good to see him win it. That over the years, man, I guess I could say, we got goals. Jose Tellez, he's with Goals TV, guys. If y'all haven't checked that out, Goals TV, Goals.tv. We're on there
Mhm.
as well. There's a few different, like whatever podcast you watch. I guarantee soccer podcast related. I guarantee you they're probably on there. Goals.tv, and he's. I can't remember where I was going with that at all, but uh, just he was talking about the Ronaldo blinders that I had
Mhm.
Ronaldo and I was like, yeah, I did for the longest, and I probably speak for a lot of us. The Ronaldo blinders are real. Whenever you are a big fan of Ronaldo, Real Madrid, all that kind of stuff, you tend to defend Ronaldo, but over time, Messi has been that guy, and he's done it so naturally and so swiftly, and does it with ease. It's so different watching it. It's like a magician versus Ronaldo. It's like you can almost, if you're quick enough and big enough and fast enough, you can almost pick out what he's gonna do and defend it.
Mhm.
But with Messi, he's one of those guys that is just like what the hell, man? Like he's just like, so to me, yeah, over the years he's taken it, and he's the greatest of all time. Ronaldo's up there
I
with all four of
I
them,
think he's the greatest in our generation. I have
and I understand that.
as far as saying that he's the greatest of all time, you know the and it's no matter the sport.
Think about what we were saying last week with like Bill Russell. I want to say Bill
Mhm.
Russell has like what 13 NBA championships or 11 NBA championships with the NBA Celtics. I mean with the Boston Celtics. So I mean, come on now. It's Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is the GOAT of basketball.
Of
He did
this
it.
current generation, yeah.
I mean, but no one talks about Bill Russell. Everyone talks about Michael Jordan because
Well, it depends on your age.
he did the three-peat twice.
It depends on your age.
It depends on
Because
your age.
growing up, Bill
Who
Russell
talks about
was
Bill
taught
Russell?
quite a bit. Older people,
I guess maybe old schools.
because you talk about what you know.
I
Like me,
guess
I
I
grew up
guess, bro.
with Magic. I grew up
To
with
me, like what you
Kareem.
just said, comparing Messi to Michael Jordan, I relate to that, and I think it's
Right.
true. I think that those are the greatest to play the game, like ever. Because,
And this is
like I said,
goals dot
Bill Russell
TV
won the
catalog
11 or
here.
13, and then yeah, there's Goals TV, there's Goals.tv. So
You can go
yeah,
through
man,
and through here and pick out the sites. You got MLS
you go on here,
through here,
you
and then
type in whatever
USL
you want to
and
look
US
up.
Men's National Team.
Heck yeah,
So
Premier League, Spain, La Liga. They even got training drills on there. If you want to go on there and check out some training videos.
Training for you how to be a podcaster. That'll work.
Nah. To be a soccer player, dude. Be a soccer player. But yeah, so
sorry.
Messi wins their third. That's their third World Cup. And Buenos Aires, did you see how it was over there? 4 million, estimated 4 million.
Dude, they had to helicopter the players out to get them to where they were.
The scenes, dude.
People were jumping off overpasses, and unfortunately, somebody missed.
If USA were to win the World Cup, do you think it would be like that? Not even close, right?
No.
Not even close.
Number one, where could you have that to? If the United States won, there's not a centralized location where people would go to together. Because let's say if you had it in Dallas, you think you and I would drive up there?
Probably, if it's so close like that. But if it's like in Washington, D.C. or
really, if it was on
or Columbus,
here's where I'm going to call bullshit on this. If it's on a weekend, maybe. But if it's on a Monday or Tuesday, we're both working. We both got families. To be able to take a day off of work, drive up, number one, be involved in that big of a crowd, and then drive back. I just, to me, and I don't know, maybe if you had it, I don't even think in New York City, if you had it, or LA, I don't think there's a city big enough where you would get
not
that many people.
Heck no.
For that here. And we don't even get it for what the Super Bowl winners, which is probably the biggest sport, or for football, the biggest sport. You'll get, thousands and thousands of fans, but not millions, not where it shuts down the city, and like the little overpasses. It was like just jam packed with people just trying to catch a just catch a sight of it. It's nuts, but
yeah, I saw.
It'd be awesome if it happened.
Yeah, I saw a few videos of like one of like a homeless guy receiving a jersey, and it's like that's pretty cool, man. Like just everyone sharing the love, like that's cool.
But if the U.S. did win, how do you? Is there a place where? And here's the problem with U.S. soccer, and this goes for the men's and women's, because the women's have won it and they have the little celebration tour, but it's not really. When you go to the cities, it's celebrated, but there's no event like that. And if the men win, where would they have it? There's no designated home for United States soccer, and that could be one of the drawbacks. It used to be Columbus, but obviously, how many of us is going to go up to Columbus?
Like I said,
New York would probably draw well.
Maybe doable, but like as for
if you did it Dallas, Kansas City, somewhere around in the middle of the country. That would be interesting, but if you do it on any of the coasts,
especially with as many people that are involved, like you could probably like carpool with like a few people, but like you say, you still wouldn't draw the crowd out like that at all.
Yeah,
no way.
I just don't see it. And number one, I don't think, let's be honest about it. U.S. Soccer would make it an event to where they could charge money and try to cash in on it. So I just don't see it. I know San Antonio had their river parade, here, and it was attended fairly well. UTSA did it, as well, a couple weeks later. But I just don't think the United States at this time, has that same passion, for here. It'd be interesting, but in 2026, I give the United States a shot to see if they can get at least to the semis, but that's a whole separate discussion down there.
Yeah, no doubt.
But schedule-wise, or anything that you wanted to wrap up on the World Cup final before we
No,
get
not
to
at
the
all,
part
man.
of the
Not at all.
conversation? Talking about
Congratulations to Messi. Congratulations, dude.
yes,
That's
well done.
cool. I hear that he still wants to do Copa America again. So shoot, why not?
Going to be in the United States, right?
Go for it.
Allegedly.
Go for it. So MLS schedule, man. We'll start it off with some Austin FC. You want to pull that up real quick? Austin FC, man. We got St. Louis City Soccer Club. I was about to say FC for that, but yeah, let's not say that. But yeah, St. Louis City Soccer Club. I mean, I don't even want to go down the list the whole way, but
Well, I got it here. So they play St. Louis City opening match. Montreal, the first road match is against Real Salt Lake, which should be a little bit interesting after the playoffs. March 18th.
I'm not worried about that.
Well, no, there will be,
That Copa Tejas. We'll get into the Copa Tejas. What we think is going to actually happen. We think that game is not going to count for Austin FC in Copa Tejas standings this year, but we'll get into
March
that.
18th, March 25th.
And I actually can't go to that game. I will not be there at the March 18th because that's my daughter's birthday
Houston.
party. Right, that's doable, but my daughter's birthday party. So
the 25th, the Rapids then at LA FC rematch of the Western Conference Final. 15th against Vancouver. Return match on the 22nd against LAFC. First match against Dallas is on May 13th. And then they have in June 21st, June 24th, Copa Tejas, both
back-to-back Copa Tejas matches. And that's going to be fun at home. I mean, I cannot wait for that, dude. That's going to be thrilling. That's going to be a hell of a summer because we're trying to go to Miami. We're going to try to go to Miami in the summer.
Houston, just to kind of go over there, they start out at Cincinnati, at New England, so 2 on the road.
Which is a good start for them. I mean, it's a bonus game, right? It's a bonus game.
Cincinnati's a playoff team. This isn't the Cincinnati of the wooden spoon era. Their first home match is a Copa Tejas. Now, whether it counts in the standing or not, that'll be for Copa Tejas. Steve and Danielle.
We're going to get 18 points anyway.
To officially announce. But March 18th is against Austin FC, is the home opener for Houston. NYCFC. I'm just trying to think. They have May 20th, 27th, back-to-back weeks at Dallas at home against Austin FC. And then they end with at Montreal, Colorado, and Portland. And then FC Dallas opens against Minnesota United at home, LA Galaxy at home, Vancouver at Vancouver Sporting at LAFC. For that here, we already kind of touched base on there. To me, this is where I want to kind of get into it here with you. So you play everybody out west twice at least. There's a couple of matches where you play 3, but playing the East. So Austin does not play Atlanta United, does not play Chicago Fire, does not play Columbus Crew, does not play FC Cincinnati, doesn't play Nashville, which is huge, I think, doesn't play New York City, doesn't play Orlando City, doesn't play Philadelphia Union. They do play DC United, Inter Miami, Montreal, the Revs, Red Bulls, and Toronto. Yeah, Toronto. For that year. To me, not playing Nashville, New York City, Orlando City, and Philadelphia out east is a huge advantage.
Okay.
Because you'd say they're quality teams, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah.
Houston.
The East is weaker than the West, but
Houston doesn't play Atlanta United, doesn't play Chicago, doesn't play DC United, doesn't play Nashville, doesn't play New England, doesn't play Orlando City, doesn't play the Philadelphia Union, and doesn't play Toronto. Dallas doesn't play Chicago Fire, so nobody in the state of Texas plays Chicago. Dallas doesn't play Cincinnati. Dallas doesn't play Montreal. Dallas doesn't play the Revs. Doesn't play Red Bull. Doesn't play Orlando City, and doesn't play Toronto. But they do get Union, New York City, Nashville, and of course all three play Inter Miami. Although that's not as daunting now because Messi will not be joining Inter Miami this year.
he signed a year deal with
Yeah.
PSG.
So I just thought it was kind of funny how Orlando City, none of the Texas teams play Orlando City. None of the Texas teams play the Fire. Looking through here, Columbus Crew, Dallas and Houston play. DC United, Austin and Dallas plays. And then Inter Miami, they all play, amazingly. And Montreal, Austin, Houston play. New York City, Houston, Dallas plays. The Red Bulls, Houston and Austin play. And then, so to me, I wonder how that imbalance will work out. Where and who knows how these teams will be. Because I'm not sure if we're going to talk about it, but there's still some upcoming volatility possibly in January with the Austin FC schedule, or not schedule, but roster with a certain center back, and we'll let you get into that in a little bit more detail if you have any more information. But to me, I don't like how MLS did the schedule because it's completely random. I would almost rather you play the West all the time, and then you have kind of the old school major league where you don't play the East until the finals, or along those lines. To me, you're gonna have it's an unbalanced schedule, and I know with 29 teams, it's kind of hard to have a balanced schedule for here. I guess
is it 29 teams
or is it 28 teams? 28 teams.
Yeah, 20. It's even now, isn't it?
28 teams. Yeah.
Yeah, it's even now. So, are you sure it's 28 or not? It's 30, ain't it?
No, it's not 30 yet.
No, I don't know. I can't remember what club we were, which I probably should, but I can't remember what club we were.
Yeah. Well, no, there's got to be 29 teams. Because last year there was 14 in each conference. And then you're adding St. Louis this year. Because Vegas or Sacramento was supposed to be Team 30.
Gotcha. I don't know. I honestly, that one just like...
hard to keep track, yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Your thoughts on the imbalance of the schedule?
Keeping up with roster is hard enough in the MLS. With caps and GAM and TAM and international and senior and supplemental and
U22, yeah.
Oh my DP, we can get it. But for the roster, I think it's fine. I think I like our schedule. We have where we kind of we're just like going through the motion. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I can definitely see what you mean when you say random. Because it does look random looking at it. If you look at all three, it does look random. Like they just kind of just hit the select button and just like spin the wheel, whatever, right? I don't understand the Austin. Look, so if we pay attention down here, the Copa has matchups. We got Houston at Austin, Austin at Dallas, and if you count them up, it's 8 matches. And Austin gets 3 of them. Dallas at Houston, Houston at Austin, Austin at Dallas, Austin at Houston, Dallas at Austin, and Houston at Dallas. There's Austin goes to Houston twice and hosts Houston once, and we host Dallas twice and go to Dallas once. So that's 6 games for us. 6 Copa Tejas matches, right?
Mm-hmm.
That leaves 5 Copa Tejas matches for Dallas because they go to Houston twice and us 3. So that's 5. And then Houston, same thing. They play us 3 times in Dallas. So it's only 15 points that they can get, right? So I want to go ahead and jump into some Copa Tejas. How do you think that's going to work? Because in my opinion, and the way I experienced it last year with USL and you guys, was that the first match didn't count and pretty much was voided, even though I think you guys won that match, right?
Yes.
So doesn't matter if you won, tied, lost. Those points
Doesn't
matter for Copa Tejas. But I mean, for USL, that matters. I mean, it's not like those points don't matter. So you still want to win those games, just because you're fighting for this little supporters trophy, they want to call it, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
maybe one day it'd be a part of MLS, but I don't know about that. What do you think? First game's going to count or not count?
No, based on last year, the first game between Houston and the first games will not count. Well, I don't know because you still have an even. I don't know because it's gonna get. Yeah, I don't think the first games between between Dallas and Austin and Houston will count because that would give Austin an unfair advantage of having more
Then
games.
that puts us at 4 then. Oh, that puts everyone at 4.
Yeah, but everybody at 4.
Right. So that's what I think. I think that the Houston and Dallas, because I was driving earlier or yesterday or no, today. Yeah, I was texting with everyone's favorite old soccer guy. And that's what we were talking about. And I was like, in my head, I was like, they should take away 1 each. It should be 2, 2, and 2, like all around. 2 matches for Houston, 2 matches for Austin, 2 matches for Dallas. As for it being the first match, I mean, someone's gonna cry. You got Houston, you got Dallas. Someone's gonna complain about the us being able to get 18 points, right? I mean, what if we win?
Well, they've already set the
points?
precedent, though, and I know Daniel and Steve. We had discussions with them regarding it. Just last year in the USL, and they've already set the precedent. Now, of course, this is supporters groups driven, so I'm sure Steve and Danielle will get together with the supporters groups of Austin, Dallas, and Houston, just to kind of confirm that, hey, this is how it's happened. Are you guys okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I think it's the only fair way to do it because you have to eliminate a match from there, from there, and it's got to be. Well, here's where I'm going to kind of put a carrot to it. It's got to be one of the extra matches. I think you said Dallas plays Austin and Austin twice, so it's got to be that first match in Austin that gets canceled because you can't cancel the let's say if the first match is away in Dallas, so you can't give Austin the advantage of 2 home matches for it here. So I think the first home match is how I think that they will come to it, or the last one, however that you want to determine it. But I think, to me, the reason why I say it'll be the first is you want to kind of build the excitement for later in the season, because that was my biggest complaint, when it came to the MLS Copa Tejas, is it was over by June, end of June, beginning of July, somewhere around there, where it was already done and settled, as opposed to, I would have loved to see, and this is something that I would like to see both USL and, MLS do, have more of these rivalries at the end of the season, between the Texas teams, Dallas, Austin. Could you imagine a 2-game the season ending with Austin at Dallas and Austin home against Houston and vice versa. Flip the other way. I think that would be an awesome way to end the season. Because that would give bragging rights, and if your team's in the playoffs, how cool would it be to have a team knocked out, whether it's one of the three or along those lines, to say, hey, we kept Austin, or we kept Houston, or we kept Dallas from the playoffs. That just adds to the rivalry and to me builds it up. But
I like your thinking. I like it.
We're too smart on that.
Yeah. Right. Why would anyone do what we say? So Houston, Dallas, last matchup, September 30th. And if, say no one runs away with it right away, it does give us a late season ending for Copa Tejas like you wanted.
Compared to last year, yeah.
I wanted to see if you could kind of explain to the fans how you guys won the Copa Shield last year, because even me looking at it kind of confused me. So it's based on points per game, right?
Points per game. So where it kind of got a little bit hazy is with the NWSL, because we play 34 matches. I think you guys play 34 as well.
We play 34.
So MLS, USL play the same amount of regular season matches. If you win, you get 3 points. If you lose, or if you tie, you get the 1 point. And it basically takes an average of the point per game that you see. Like MLS had it on their schedule or on their standings last year for that here. So it's just the highest point per game out there, and San Antonio had the highest output game. Now where it gets a little bit tricky is NWSL, their schedule's not that long, so they use it's the preseason cup that they have.
I couldn't even tell you, dude.
I can tell you here. Hold on 1 minute here.
Hey, what's up with Sunshine, dude?
A Challenge Cup.
Oh, you got a cat in the back, dude.
Ooh.
What's up, kitty?
Oh, Skittles. Why are you on my table like that? Oh no, she's on the refrigerator.
She wants a beer.
So yeah, this is the animal room. My work room, animal room.
Well, that's what you're doing in there, right?
Yeah.
Because you're an animal.
Well, I work from home, so I work out closer to the window.
So let me ask you something. Do you miss being the Scorpions?
Because
I kind of like that. I kind of dig the Scorpion thing.
I don't know if miss is the key word, because with the Scorpions, well,
not the Scorpions, like the team, but like the actual, just like being like the San Antonio Scorpions, or what would y'all call? Y'all call the San Antonio Scorpions?
Yeah, the Scorpions, San Antonio Scorpions. I don't know. I don't know if it really matters at this point, if that makes sense.
So back in the day, old soccer guy was my coach for Crossfire, which was a club, and we used to play at Star right there.
Right. Yeah.
So that's how I know who the Scorpions are, because we'd go over there and I'd see the Scorpion Stadium.
They built the facility.
What's that?
They built the facility. Like Toyota Field was built by the previous owner of the Scorpions, Gordon Hartman, who owns Morgan Wonderland, which is right next to it. And now, if you've been out there, they have the buildup of fields for. Sorry, the cat's trying to break out. Fields for the special needs children along those lines, or if they want to play baseball or sports, they actually have a field set up specifically for it. So it's a cool area. I think so. So the years with the Scorpions on the pitch was even years they were good. Odd years they sucked because they'd play really well. They'd dump the roster, have a low roster. So we're San Antonio, it's a lot more consistent. There's there's pros and cons to each one. I'll just leave it at that.
I bet. I freaking bet. All right, so yeah, Copa Tejas, the Copa Shield. Basically, you got 34 games.
Mm-hmm.
You take all your games, all your points that you get at the end of the season, divide them by 34, and that's what you'll get. I mean, whoever has the highest, I think you guys had
Points per
2.2 points
Yeah,
per
something
game
like
last
that.
year.
I
And we
took
had
it
like
down, but yeah.
1.6 or something like that.
You guys are
And we
probably
were
closer
second.
to 1.75. Oh, I think it was 1.75, 1.8.
Yeah.
You guys were with us until you guys had
The
Austin
end of the
FC had
season
a
kind of really losing those 5 games straight at the end of the season really hurt us. But
that's where it separated.
yeah, yeah.
The tiebreakers also come into play, which is goal difference, and then
Well, I mean, you guys with the damn historic season that you had.
Our goal difference wasn't that big, though.
Yeah, but with no losing games. I mean,
yeah, with not losing games,
yeah,
it didn't come into play.
I mean,
but it's to me, like Sahira, Steve and Danielle with the Copa Tejas, they do a great job and work with all of the supporter groups to try to help promote it and along those lines. So I'm a firm believer in it. So, like I said here, if you follow Copa Tejas.
I never showed you guys Sunshine's gift that he got me for winning.
Oh, nice. You won the bet, right? Or that was the bet?
That was for them beating Dallas in the playoffs. So shout out to Sunshine for that $180.
Where are you at, Sunshine? By the way, just saying.
You know where Sunshine's at?
Running another
what? Because my
5K.
My son watches this, but he's probably. So that's Copa Tejas, man. We'll figure it out. I talked to Steve. Steve said that he's gonna be letting me know. We're gonna make this equal for everyone so that no one is complaining. I don't want to say crying because us as Austin FC fans, we'd probably be bitching too about something. So talking about the schedule releases that we kind of skipped over, let's get into the release videos, bro. So rank your videos from 1 to 3, 1 being the best and 3rd being the worst, and tell me why you're picking that spot.
So I thought Houston's was pretty good. Dallas was kind of funny because it made kind of fun of
So
here.
Was that Sunshine? That was Sunshine's doing.
It'd be like me drawing it, but
dude, but that's how much Sunshine puts into the show. as much as they put into that promo and schedule release video, I guarantee you Sunshine puts more into Texas Ring of Fire than that guy put into that schedule.
I completely disagree with you.
Oh shit, Sunshine, where you at, dude? Nowhere to defend yourself. Oh man, that's so funny. So that guy contributes more than Sunshine? Is that what you're telling me? Here we go. Let's pull it up. Boom. So for whoever hasn't watched this, check it out.
See if you can guess the teams.
I can't. Who is this? Name the team if you can. Name the team. Vancouver.
I'm sorry about that, eh?
KC. SKC.
Right, the Wizards.
LAFC.
Golfing.
Playing golf. That's Gareth Bale playing golf. That's Portland.
And Messi?
Nope. Apparently not. Apparently not.
L and Salt for Salt Lake.
Salt Lake.
This is funny.
It's a home run.
They don't play at Citi Field. Hey, we're new. St. Louis.
Us.
Broccoli.
Austin FC. Record skip.
What even is a dynamo?
Yeah. What? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Dynamo.
Earthquakes?
See?
Nashville? Because you're going in that black hole?
No, I think that's a record. That's a record.
Oh, record.
Spain. Yeah, because we're
DC United. And Miss Paul.
Broncos country, let's ride.
Fuckers. Cheap shot at the rap. The Sounder.
Dupe. Billy. Who was that? Atlanta?
Atlanta. The better logo. Columbus Crew. So
Wow.
I think it's awesome because it takes some cheap shots. It's simple. We'll go to Houston's.
Houston's was, I think they were the better one, dude. I think they were like what I expect. No, this is what I expect. Because Dallas was too hard, dude. Like I don't know.
Is that it?
We better not get flagged on this damn video from Houston.
I'll mute the volume here. Oh yeah, true. Yeah, so we won't play Houston's because it's got
It gets too much Houston Austin stuff on it.
It's got MLS content here. So theirs is the actual video. It is what it is.
And then Austin FC's, bro, like, dude,
and the legend of the Verdissimo and the legend of
the
Verde Scrolls.
I want to get into this real quick.
Presented.
Right? The way that the news broadcasters like, quick, we need Verdissimo, like that, and then the way he's like, oh, it sounds like a job for that sounds like scripted and like too like it would be better if it was a different voice, like Jeremiah Gallegos comes on, quick, breaking news, we have like that would have changed the whole dynamic of everything. But the fact he had some, no, dude. The fact he has some, the voice that breaks the news.
I just
go ahead, play it. I think they'll be okay. Like, cause FK Frisco, and FK Houston.
Well, there's no actual video or music to it, so I think we'll be all right. We'll give credit to Austin FC communication team.
Yeah, right.
Along those lines here.
So look, this
Creatures are invading Austin and have taken the
that voice. If it was something else, it would have been better.
Wherever you are.
No, dude.
Yeah, wherever you are.
This looks like a job for Verdissimo.
And so right there, I think that it's like the voice is what really, and then this right here, like. So
this is I don't understand.
We're not gonna hit every time. We're not gonna get on every time, right? But this just seems like complete left field to what we've been doing all year, and what the fans have shown that they like and they appreciate and all that. And like, even I've looked at Verdissimo's Instagram account and his Twitter account, and it's not like he has thousands of followers where people are just catching on to this thing. And I mean, I'm not trying to hate on Verdissimo at all. Like, whoever you are.
Oh, he's an actual he's an actual part of Austin FC? Or was he created for this?
He was created. He's been doing videos, and then they actually had like an event a couple months ago.
This is so the first part was okay. This part just took it to a whole different level.
Play it.
Oh, hold on. I don't. It just. That's what Lake Austin or what's the Austin Lake there?
Yeah, town lake, Lady Bird, whatever you want to call it.
I know you fish there quite a bit. They could have had pictures of you, catching fish out of the lake.
I'm not that important. They'd rather have Verdissimo. And yeah, and dude,
I just-
like, what's going on? Like, okay, on Dallas, they showed that they were doing a cheap product, right? But
And they
this
made
looks
fun
like,
of it though.
right. This looks like it was like actually tried, like, and it
Well-
looks cheap.
So let's get into, and everybody knows, and if you don't know, I'm not an Austin FC fan. I respect the fan
Yeah, you
base.
are.
I'm
Yeah, you
part
are.
of Los. I do support Los Verdes. For because I have quite a few friends and I like what they
Dude, it's all right, bro. I went to the USL final. I don't know. You're trying to defend. Like, it's cool.
Well, no, but I want to kind of set
It's
this
cool,
up here
bro.
so it doesn't seem like I'm still hating on Austin.
Okay,
for
go
it.
for it. Go for it, dude.
I
Dude, I don't
hated
even
the
like it.
response that the Austin FC social media team came to the negative. It wasn't just me that had the negative feedback. A lot of the Austin fan base was like, "This isn't it." I said it was cringy. I said, "Dude, it's cringe." And you even came on, Twitter, and you're like, "Yeah, no, this wasn't it." And I kind of felt bad because there was somebody that posted that, hey, there was a lady that did all the work. She put a lot of effort into it, and I'm like, and I even responded back. I was like, look, it's not personal. Just like with every job, we know you put a lot of work into it. You can tell that
Right.
it was creative, but just like with any project that you've ever done, some projects, hey, it works, it hits home run. This one didn't. And it's not to say that they didn't put in work, they didn't put in time. We can see that. We can see the creativity. It just didn't come together like they envisioned. And you could kind of see what they were trying to do, but it wasn't funny. I didn't find it funny.
Yeah.
To me,
Or weird.
it
wasn't even
wasn't
weird. It was just like off. Like,
it wasn't
off.
Austin though.
Man, it wasn't.
It wasn't like
They had
to me
trout, dude.
the
They had
lake.
trout.
They're
They had
promoting the
trout
pollution in
in-
the lake.
Bro, they had trout and redfish swimming in Town Lake. Like, those are saltwater fish, bro.
But it's not even that. It's
Dude, those
This
fish
is
are
trash.
At Port Aransas and Galveston.
this is cigarette butts right here. This is trash that they're talking about. Austin FC is not. Austin FC prides itself on, and I know there's not get into the geopolitical stuff. Prides itself on being one of the greenest cities in Texas, and to me, it's just it. I just thought it missed the mark.
Hey, whoever's saying that we're a green city, not Town Lake, y'all need to go check that place out and make that place green, because fishing has been awful past couple years, and it had nothing to do. Dude, you used to be able to go out there and you used to be able to find grass like crazy, and now you find grass,
Is
but
it
it's
because
not
of the homeless or
it's not the same grass. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't matter, dude. That doesn't matter.
But you know what I mean, though. It's
right. I do.
To me, this wasn't this. Austin is weird, but this wasn't for me personally. It missed the mark, and it's not saying you could kind of see what they were trying to do, but it didn't come together like they thought, and when you put out schedule releases, there's teams that hit home runs, and there's teams that you're like, try again next year. Because I think the last year Austin had a great one.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
And like I said here, Houston struggled. I think if we were ranking last year, Houston was like, "What are you doing?"
Mm-hmm.
And to me, so like I said here, I know I'm kind of hard on them, and I hope they don't take it personal. because it's
Well, I
not
mean,
meant
it's
to be
like
personal on.
anything, but
Yeah,
if you
it's
take it too personal, I think that's what separates like people who are successful compared to people who aren't successful is the people who let it affect them and they take it too personal and they
I
just
just didn't like their response though. It just and it just and I'm not saying it was Austin FC. It was probably people behind there trying to defend them.
it was a
Sometimes
lot
you
of
just
people
chalk
trying
it
to
up
defend them.
that hey we
That
missed the
wasn't it.
mark on this one. That's
Wasn't
all it
it.
was. Nobody's gonna remember this 2 weeks from now. Nobody's
Mm-mm.
gonna care. It's just like, hey, we got the schedule.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
great.
we got the schedule.
It's
That's all we wanted. We got it. It's done.
it's but to
You see
me,
that? Claudio
I love
Zena?
I loved Dallas's. It was yes, it was drawing that you and
You
I
love
could do.
Dallas's because that's you thought it was you yourself drawing pictures. That's why.
But it was cheap. It was cheap pop. Like the Bronco one.
It was good. It was good.
They had a couple of good ones. They had a couple of them like peachy for through there, and it was a creative way to kind of take slight digs at teams, and like the Salt Lake with they left the L up there and poured some salt because they were a little salty in the playoffs. But I thought like I said here. I thought all three teams did well. I haven't checked out others. I don't know if they're.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they were better than freaking Austin's.
To me, for the show, like I said, it was more trying to focus on the three Texas teams and trying to have as much knowledge as I can for it here. But at the end of the day, like I said here, kudos to all three social media teams that they did put out, and each one's a little bit unique. Which is awesome to see, and you got to love the creativity and the effort that all three teams put in. But just like in life, some hit, as I mentioned, some hit the mark, and some don't. And unfortunately for Austin, this is their first L of the season, first of many, I hope.
Man, I freaking hope. I hope you're right. So MLS Superdraft happened today. And
just completed, although I think there might be another trade.
Really?
Oh, there were so many. The first round took over 3.
First round was stupid, right? Yeah. So that's why I'm glad I got you now, Harry, my man, because we can break this super draft down a lot more better, like my old boss used to say, "Mo better." You know what I'm saying? Mo better is better. Anyways, MLS Superdraft. We had St. Louis City Soccer Club with the first pick.
They traded.
Why not go ahead and inaugurate your super draft with a pick, right? Traded it for what, 20th pick with Charlotte?
No, they hold on.
Yeah. They traded it for the 20th pick with Charlotte.
Yeah, well, but they also got $400K in GAM.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Forgot to tell you all that.
Yeah, so they got quite.
So they got $400K, yeah, in GAM, which is freaking ridiculous of a deal.
So if you're not in love with the player,
and they have what 31 players already on their roster.
They're
set. They're ready.
The thing with the super draft is, and we'll use Austin's first draft. The guy that was you guys picked. He's the only one that panned out, right? For the most part.
Nah, hell no. What you mean, bro? Kip Keller. Don't sleep on Kip Keller, bro.
No, he was last year.
Oh, for that
in the
year.
super draft. In that draft.
Freddie Kleeman.
Has he really panned out? Because he's been hurt. He hasn't really played with Austin FC.
You know what? I'm lying, bro. Freddie Kleeman wasn't. I don't think he was super draft.
No, he was in the draft.
He
was in the first round. He was around the 20th. But like Philip Mayaka, who was supposed to be the number 1 pick of the draft, and he went number 3 to Colorado Rapids. Right now, he's out of the league, out of MLS, he was cut by the Rapids.
Yeah, because everyone thought we were going to pick him up.
Correct. And you guys went with Danny Pierre. So the super draft. You think the NFL draft is hit and miss, or the Major League Baseball draft is hit or miss? The Superdraft is you maybe get one, maybe two, even on the Generation Adidas players. They don't always pan out. The advantage of the Generation Adidas players is their contracts, where I don't think that they count, or they're discounted along those lines. So to me, if St. Louis wasn't in love with the player, or had a couple of people on the list, getting $400K in GAM is worth it for here. So I don't have a problem with it. And so Hamdi Diop, a defender from
center back, dude.
From Clemson, went number 1.
Yeah, he was a beast, bro. That guy was a monster. I wish that we could pick somebody up like him. But the thing is that I say that, and I believe all that is in Kip Keller. And we saw him play 2 games last season, start the season.
Yeah.
And then what? He just sees the bench for the rest of the season? Maybe he came in for the LAFC match. He came in for the LAFC match. So do you remember when people were complaining about Diego Fagundes' penalty?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever they didn't call that penalty? People tend to forget that Kip Keller fouled the hell out of I want to say it was Cifuentes or somebody inside the box in LA on our first meeting when we beat them 2-1, or I can't remember what we beat them. But it was a straight PK. It went to VAR and they didn't call it. So people tend to forget about that when they talk about that Diego Fagundes, But Kip Keller, man, I think he's phenomenal. I think he's going to end up being a U.S. men's national team player.
I don't know about that, but I think he's going to be a long-term.
That's fine. You don't
long-term
know about that.
Center back for.
I know about that. That's why I'm telling you. That's why we're friends, Harry, so that I can inform you on these.
You can help educate me.
Yeah, a little bit, But rumor has it is that he's an Austin FC too. Oh, which man, god damn it. I'm sorry, guys. So Austin has announced their MLS Next Pro team. Austin FC
Drum roll 2.
Yeah, drum roll. Freaking it's old news now. But they have announced Austin FC 2. So all these players that we're picking up with Superdraft, I guarantee you they're going to MLS Next Pro team.
If they sign.
Austin FC 2. If they sign, right. So let's get into it with Austin FC's picks.
Well, so to me, I want to kind of set this up here. So
go ahead. I'll let my man Harry set it up.
So Charlotte had the number 1 pick. Houston was scheduled to pick at number 5. They traded with Vancouver, so they got the 13th pick and $225,000 in GAM. Yeah, Vancouver ended up selecting JC Nagando, who basically is can play the 8 and 10 as an attacking, or he's a playmaker. So something I think Houston could have used. But okay, hey,
they got Ache. You forgot or what?
Who?
Houston got Ache, the playmaker.
Yeah, but they're
not
not
playmaker that made them significantly worse last year.
So, but let's drop down to 13, because that's when Houston next picks, and this is where Austin FC comes in.
So Houston's ready to pick, right?
Houston traded for the pick. They traded from 5 to go to 13. Sitting at 13 is CJ Fodry.
Let's go, bro. Whenever I saw them announce CJ Fodry for us, I was like, how the hell did we get him the 13th pick? Like, how?
Most, and like I said here, most pre-draft predictions had CJ top 3, top 4. Number 1, he's tall. He's one of the youngest players.
How old is he? Let the fans know how old he is.
I don't know how old he is.
He's 18, bro.
Is he?
He's a freshman in college.
He scored a goal for
that was crazy. He went and played
San Diego.
San Diego and played under Landon Donovan. And he already has USL experience.
He's got USL minutes. He can play the 9. He can play the 11 with his versatility. If he takes care of his body and he continues to mature, he's a forward that you could see.
He's going to be Austin FC 2's one of their best players
for this year. But he has the potential to develop through there. He's a generation Adidas player, so his contract doesn't have the same effect.
Yeah, doesn't affect. And he's guaranteed contract with us.
I just don't understand. If you're Houston,
yes, let's
why are
in
you
a Houston perspective? I don't
know. Well, that's what my role here is at this time. Here is from the Houston perspective. At pick 34, you select Isaiah Reed, forward from Clemson. At the 63rd pick, you France Perot, forward from UConn, and then they picked up an attacking midfielder, I think, in Charles Auguste. And I'm sorry if I mispronounced anybody's names here. But from a Houston aspect, I don't understand. Number one, you're trading with an in-state rival, Copa Tejas rival in Austin. Obviously, you have a need for forwards because you selected 2 of them with the picks that you kept. And to me, the kicker on this here, Austin only gave them $50,000 a game this year, $50,000 a game in next year, and the 27th pick. So Austin really didn't give them anything, and they got one of the top players in most people's opinions in the draft. Now, will he turn out or not? That's a whole different story. But I think CJ Fadre, to be honest with you, I could see him being one of the people that may start the season out at Austin FC 2, but I can see them loaning him to a USL Championship team where you're getting him more quality minutes against higher opponents.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
It went all fucking UFO static, but yeah, I don't want to loan him out, dude.
Yeah, you do.
No.
You know why?
No. Why? Tell me why.
Why?
Why?
Do you think he's getting minutes with Austin FC this year?
He's going to get minutes with Austin FC too.
No. Austin FC, the senior team. Do you think he's getting minutes?
A
lot of minutes. He may get some, but
a lot of minutes.
He's not going to be a regular in the 18, right? Unless there's injuries.
No, yeah. So I think that if this guy, okay, so check this out. If he comes in Austin FC 2, he starts scoring goals out the ass, right? Has 10 goals mid-season. Got my bartender. Appreciate you, babe. Start scoring goals, right? 10 goals midway through the season, right? Why not? Why not, bro?
Who are you taking out?
Fucking Maxi, dude. Dude. So look, if Maxi leaves this offseason, I'm not upset. I love what he's done with the culture, what he's done with Driussi, what he's done with the fans and all that, right? I dig it. I like it. But he's like Felipe, bro. But
you do understand if he goes out on loan, you can always call him back.
When?
So him going out
at the end of his loan spell. You can't just call him back whenever you want.
You can call him back whenever you want.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
Okay, so
you pay a fee to do it. You pay a fee to do it.
Who's pay a fee to bring back somebody who's doing
Well, the reason why you do it
you're talking about Driussi. You're talking about somebody we bring in and is playing like Redes, right? We loan him out, and all of a sudden he starts playing like Driussi. That's the only way that we're ever going to pay a fee to bring someone back. We're never going to.
Right, but what I'm saying here for this year, CJ Fadre, at least as we're speaking here on December 21st,
right,
is not scheduled. Is more leaning towards Austin FC 2. I think everybody would agree. And
he's going to get minutes there, even with.
But here's the key. MLS Next Pro, based on last year, isn't the highest quality soccer. So if CJ's already played USL Championship, which is a D2 level, he's already playing at a higher level. If he drops down and plays at a lower level, he's not going to get the same in-game, in-game growth. Now, obviously, the training for there, and I'm not, you're going to loan him to a team that's going to play him.
Is this coming from a USL bias standpoint?
No, it's a D2 versus D3 thing. There's a reason why Sam Adrenaline was loaned to San Antonio from Seattle.
Better than MLS Next Pro.
Yeah, it's 100% better.
I feel you. See, the only thing that I don't like is us loaning out a player and then it just like starts escalating somewhere else versus us ever getting him back and then
But you're gonna get him back though.
I get that, but with the MLS Next 2, I mean with the MLS Next Pro, with the Austin FC 2, you can play this guy, right? You can allow him to get comfortable, get confident. Get confidence and score goals, and then like it doesn't take 3 months for you to have to wait for this player to come back off loan because I'm telling you,
wouldn't have to trust me.
We're not going to pay a fee. We're not. Who's going to pay a fee to bring back a player in March or
FC Dallas has done it 100 times. FC because San Antonio they used to be San Antonio.
Better than me. So
yeah, it happens. You had it happen with you guys. I think it was Kleeman his first year. He loaned him out to Birmingham. Austin FC had a rash of injuries. You had to bring him back on loan because bring him back from loan because you guys got short and he didn't actually play, but he threw their hair. So and that was I
don't know if he was brought back on loan or not, but.
Yeah, but he came back for a couple of games and then they loaned him back out. So you'll have that in like Open Cup. He'll come back to there. I just think for him, for CJ, I think he starts out at Austin FC 2, but if he starts to dominate or if you can start to see that hey he's at that different level where he's not really getting anything out playing with Austin FC 2. He's kind of at that tweener level where, maybe he's not starting MLS. Maybe he's at that 18 to 21, 23 on the roster where, he's good enough to make the game day roster, but he's not getting steady minutes. To me, that's where I could see that where they could loan him out depending on the depth that you guys have. But it'll be interesting to hear what Moon Tower and we are Austin TV have to kind of think as far as where they see. But to me, I
think it's Austin FC too, man.
From an Austin,
we need depth on Austin FC 2. We need players. I think all this is a ramp up for Austin FC 2. All 4 players,
if they sign.
Oh, okay. So we haven't even really got into the players. Let me get into the Austin FC players that we got. So 13th pick, which we traded with Houston, like he was saying, for $15K and 23, $15K and 24. We got CJ Fodry. And the 20th pick, which is funny because St. Louis traded Charlotte for that pick, and then St. Louis traded us for that pick. Mm-hmm. We got Valentin Noel. And we got that for $50K in 23 and then $50K in conditional GAM. So do you know what conditional GAM is? Can you explain that or no?
It's probably how he performs. Number of minutes or goals or something along those lines.
It's like incentives or something, right?
Yeah, it's he's got to meet certain benchmarks in order for them to have to pay that out.
Yeah. And then we got Jackson Walty. So Valentin Noel and Jackson Walty, they both played out of Pittsburgh together. And I watched a little bit of their highlight videos, and they're both midfielders. They play well off each other. They like to pass the ball to each other. So that's what I'm telling you, man. These guys are going to Austin FC 2. Like Claudio Reina is building Austin FC 2 right now, which I don't want to get in too deep into it, but he should be worrying about other contracts. right now. But
Well, no, it's part of his job. It's
right. Yes. It's
And
part
I
of his
will
job.
say this,
Which people need to understand is that he has a job that is very, very difficult right now because Austin FC is watching these moves through a fucking microscope. And it's not every club that does that. Not every club does that, dude. And to have a club that is just watching you through a microscope, every single move that you do, man, it's hard to fucking move. It's hard to move because every move you make is going to upset somebody.
Mhm.
You know, so I back Claudio Reyna. I back Josh Wolf. Dude, I thought that this rumor. Okay, sorry. Salvatore, we'll get into the rumor. We'll get into the rumor later. But Salvatore Mazzaferro, 72nd pick. And Jackson Walty was the 56th pick. So those are the 4 players that we got out of this draft. Salvatore Mazzaferro. He is a center back / like left back. And he's been playing left back more recently. And he's smart with his challenges. Watched a bit of highlight on him too. He's smart with his challenges. He does well to recover. He's not that fast, but he knows how to use his body. So he kind of closes off lanes with his body and then throws himself and dives for the ball. You know, so he's smart with the challenges. So he's a good pickup. I think all 4 of these guys are going to stay with us. Don't see them going out on loan. It's possible. You know, we don't know, but they're all like Weeby and Doyle say on the show. You know, these guys are all superstars in college, high school, whatever, wherever they've been. These guys have been superstars, best player on their team, if not the second best player on their team. But they're in the pros now. You know, this is reality, and this is where things speed up, and this is where you either make it or you break it. And I don't know why we would send these guys out on loan if we have Austin FC 2 now.
well, no. The only person that I think goes out on loan would be
CJ.
You're only going to send the players that
Are too good for the team.
that are too that need to be pushed more on the game day action.
Better competition and stuff.
Better
like that.
competition. It's like playing up, for.
So
youth.
in a sense, you're saying that he's too good for our team, but he's not good enough for Austin FC. So he needs to go somewhere.
I think he's going to be a tween. That's why I say he's kind of a tweener.
I got you.
For that here, where
I got you.
I don't know if he's quite, and I'm not saying he's not good enough for Austin FC. I just don't know if they have the rosters, the position for him available to where he could get quality minutes to where, is it better for him to do it? And like I said, he won't get loaned out at the start of the season. He will start in Austin FC 2. And I think if he performs well and he steps up, you could see that's when I think kind of like June, July-ish time frame where you could see him get loaned out, to a USL championship team to finish the season. And the reason why you do that is that way, some of these draft picks aren't necessarily for this year, but for next year. So you want to try to maximize his growth for this year. Obviously, he's going to come in, and this goes for any of the draft picks for Houston, Dallas, or Austin. Is they're going to come in, they're going to be at the MLS Next Pro most likely, unless, and I think this goes for all of them. And it's more just to be able to learn the system, be able to get into the training, be able to get in, some minutes on the system here. And then, if they show, hey, there is, they're kind of at that tweener level, fringe 18 for that here. Now, for Dallas here, since Sunshine isn't here, they drafted 2 players from Indiana, Herbert Endley, a forward, and Ryan Wittenberg, a midfielder. And then they did pick up Cameron Lacey from...
This is Houston, right?
this is Dallas. Cameron Lacey from
Dallas.
UNC Charlotte at forward. So they did pick up
Frisco.
3 players, all the 24th. So I think from a Dallas aspect, they selected players, but let's be honest with Dallas, they're deep as it is. So they're here now. I will kind of caution everybody, especially second, mid to late second round picks, third round picks. It'll be interesting to see how many actually sign with with the MLS team and how many go to USL or other options for that here. Just because, and I think there's the MLS Superdraft used to be 4 rounds. They've cut it to 3, and I think realistically, if you talk to most teams, and especially if you look at the draft, they would be happy if it was just 2 rounds. Along those lines here, just because I think if you look at the draft tracker on there, you'll start to see teams that skip that pass picks, in the draft there. So in the 3rd round, and from my understanding, the only contracts that are guaranteed are the I think it's 1st round or generation. I know the generation Adidas are guaranteed. So if you're not a generation Adidas, then it's plausible that you don't even, if you don't make the team, that you could be cut. So that's why round 2 and round 3 players. It'll be interesting if a USL team steps up and gives them a guaranteed contract, in depending on how competitive it is with MLS teams.
Yeah, it would be. So with no Sunshine here, it didn't matter. Even if he was here, you'd probably know more than what he's talking about anyway. So it's all right.
We'll see. So next week, I think we're going to try to have a show next week. We'll be able to kind of go into a little bit more in depth on the players.
Yeah, for sure. We're so everybody, all 0 of you who are watching right now. No, everybody who's watching, who watches this next week, if y'all want to join us live, me, Harry, and maybe Sunshine, maybe if he'll put it in the schedule, his busy schedule. We're gonna kind of celebrate the year and just have a special episode next week. So I want to get into the Houston Dynamo, who they picked for their super draft.
They didn't pick anybody. Well, they picked their first pick was Isaiah Reed in the 34th match. They did get a total of 325 GAM in 2023 and 50 GAM in 2024. So I guess you could probably call that their draft pick was GAM.
GAM.
So
hell yeah. So I'll get into a little bit of some club rumors, and we'll start with Austin FC. There's a rumor going around. We Are Austin kind of leaked. I don't know, maybe it feels like it's been a week now, but maybe not that long. They kind of scared the Verde a little bit, saying that somebody was potentially leaving, this and that. And yesterday it leaked that Ruben Gabrielson, our defender, our best defender at that, is probably on his way out. 99% sure done to his childhood club in Norway. And they want to give him 5 years, 5-year contract. But somebody else, I can't remember the name of the club, it starts with the M, but they stepped in and they want to sign him too. And they're promising Champions League time. So I think Gabrielson's gone. From
looks that way, doesn't it?
Reports. Yeah, from the We Are Austin reports. And
it won't happen until the January window opens up.
Yeah, and I want to give a big shout out to We Are Austin, because those guys are a group of friends, man. Just like us, and they're like the freaking Fabrizio, the Favrazzo, or whatever you call them, of Tom Bogarts of Austin for us. Those are the guys that you want to follow. So give those guys a follow. But they said it, and it leaked, and it's supposedly 99% confirmed that he's leaving. We have Cascante in the back, dude.
Kip
Geverson
Keller.
didn't like the weather. Kip Keller. We got Kip Keller. We got Romagna and Kleeman as center backs. Those are
They're
we
going to
have
bring
on the
in
roster.
somebody else, you'd think, though, right?
Look at me. I think deep down inside, we're getting pre-courted.
That's my
not
line,
funny.
not yours.
It's not funny, dude. Because there's contracts out here, dude, that need to. Oh, man. I know stuff, right?
You sure you want to get? You sure you want to go down this rabbit hole? You don't
We're not
want to just
going
end
down
the
the rabbit
show.
hole.
It
No,
is
we're not.
Christmas.
We're not going to do
Christmas
the rabbit
week.
hole thing.
Don't want you to get
we're not.
too upset.
We're not going to do the rabbit hole thing. I just want to tell Austin FC if this can get to you guys, give the right people the money that they deserve before they are no longer here. That's all I want to. That's the only message that I want to give to you guys. Quit being stupid and giving GAM deals and TAM deals to 31-year-olds and like Hector Jimenez. What? Okay, we gave him a new deal, but why?
Why'd you bring in Zardes? We talked about this last week.
Yeah.
So, I don't.
God damn, bro. It's this. So I have on here my expectations looking at the roster and schedule as of today. As of today, right? Let's not consider the rumors because they're rumors, right? There's plenty of rumors. Leeds United for the UC. There's plenty of rumors. I think that we could finish top 4 with the roster we have now. But with the blows that I'm expected to take, man, bro, it's from 4 to 8. From 4 to 8, we're fighting for a playoff spot.
It's too early.
Too early. Way too early.
It's way too early to be making any.
Transfer even open yet.
Any
transfer
judgments
wasn't even
at this
open
point.
yet. But I just wrote it down because I wanted to. I wanted to.
I'm an MLS borderline hater, and I'm like, no, it's way too early.
Way too early.
It's just
so with that, guys, those are my club rumors for Austin FC. Honestly, Dallas, I don't know what's going on in Dallas.
Don't know what's going on in San Antonio. Don't know what's going on in Houston.
Yeah. So with the club,
I don't think Houston knows what the hell they're doing based on the draft tonight. But
what do they expect? What do they expect? What do you think they're gonna get there? So look, this is my plan for next episode, guys. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna see exactly how much GAM and TAM we have to play with, and I want to elaborate with you guys and tell you, like, hey, these players can get deals still, or these players can't get deals still, because I'm used to watching European soccer, and over there, I'm used to like Real Madrid signing fucking players for 30, 40, 50 million, 3 players a summer like that. Right?
This is MLS, my friend. Never gonna see
it. Well, that's what I'm saying is that I'm still learning this thing. And to me, this is harder. This is harder than what over there. Over there, shit, let's just spend money, Let's just spend money. Here, you got to be smart with the money that you spend. You got to find good players that are cheap, pretty much. And that's hard to do. I mean, who's good and cheap? Apparently, Austin thinks Diego Fagundes is good and cheap. Fucking idiots.
That's your biggest gripe, isn't it? Just that's the root of it,
dude.
If they pay Diego, you'd relax
if they pay
a little.
If they pay Diego, dude, this would be my butthole right here, bro. but I'm puckered up right now, bro. Like bad, because shit could hit the fan, bro. Could you imagine? Could you? There's just like a lot of things, bro. But could you imagine like Driussi? Driussi's like, my facilitator is who? Fagundes. That's my facilitator. If he ain't there this season, what I gotta depend on Rigoni.
So I'm gonna have to reach out to, or kind of learn up a little bit more about this Tam and Gam. But Dynamo Theory put out a tweet here that the Dynamo now have an additional 475,000 in Gam in 2023 and 450,000 Gam in 2024. So
Yeah, so Gam, I was talking to somebody about it, and I know you know this, but GAM is essentially for your in-house players, which are players that are here in the United States. And TAM is usually that money you gamble with to bring in players from overseas or even from like Mexico or whatever, like out of the country. That's where TAM money comes in. And like Alex Ring was a TAM player last year. Then we made him a DP player. And I get I get a lot of this information from Moon Tower Soccer podcast. Check them out.
check them out. They do an excellent job, and they've done an excellent job for years.
They're great. You got Landon and Jeremiah.
Mr.
And
Bentley.
Jeremiah has a fucking kick-ass last name or middle name, whatever the hell it is. Bentley.
Address it, Mr. Jeremiah Bentley. That's how he introduces him every show since day one. Make sure you get that name right.
Yeah. So you got Jeremiah Bentley, Mr. Jeremiah Bentley. Hey, this is Jeremiah Bentley, Moon Tower Soccer. Nah. But yeah, dude. So those guys over there with Tam and Gam and all that, we're running out, dude. Like we're running low, and the Zardes deal fucked us. The Zardes deal just like put us in this spot where we're just like bro, like I my wife wakes up and I'm just looking at her. I'm just like, she's like, what the hell is wrong with you? I'm like, what are we gonna do with Zardes? Like Diego like hasn't got his contract yet. Like Driussi, if he wants a contract, he'll get it next year or mid-season, right? Like Driussi's fine. We don't have to worry about that one. The one contract that I feel like we do have to worry about is Fagundes. Like just plain and simple, man. Plain and simple. Year one, you get him. He's at New England. Everyone says that his career is on his way out, right? He gets here. He shows us that he's nowhere near done. Cool. Second year, I'm gonna ride it out. Rides out the second year. Fucking second in the league with assists. You got Hector Jimenez, new deal. Gallagher, new deal. Stuver, new deal. Signs Zardes. You know, we bring in Rigoni as a DP. Rigoni doesn't perform for us. What's it going to take, Austin FC? What is it going to take? I mean, I'm no expert, but even I can see it, you know? Even I can see it. So he needs his contract, man.
So we got to wrap it up because we're at 90 minutes and I've got to be up in less than 6 hours now. So.
Oh, pobrecito, mi hijo. You know any Spanish?
Not a lot, no.
All right. So that's all we got this week. We got no sunshine.
Well, I do have one final thought, especially if you're listening to this on
your final
tomorrow
thought?
through here.
Is that what it's called? Verde thoughts.
Verde thoughts, final thoughts.
I'm just messing.
If you got pets, bring them in.
Stuff.
If you got plants, make sure you protect them. You know, check your
We
pipes, keep the water on in the house because I know we're supposed to be cold. I think up in Austin and the hill country is supposed to be even colder than what San Antonio is, and especially up in Dallas with sunshine. You know, make sure at least for the next 48 hours you're bundled up and protecting the pets. You know, along those lines here. And Also during the holiday season, if you're having a rough time, my DM's open for that here. If you ever need to talk, if you're along those lines, and there's suicide prevention lines. I think it's 977 if memory serves me right. I know holidays can be extremely tough for people, and especially with it being cold, where you may or may not feel like going out along those lines. But for me personally, I hope everybody has a great Christmas and great holiday season for that here. And like I said here, RB, awesome to kind of join the team here with you, and hopefully we can get sunshine and find somebody over in Houston to be able to expand the roster to where it's not just you and me chit chatting about Austin and San Antonio.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for too long, man. I really dig what you said, 100%, man. I got a pops. He battles with depression and stuff. We don't have a relationship at all. I don't even know if he's okay right now. So that hit me pretty deep. So we'll end on that note. I appreciate everybody listening to us. We got the what do you call it? The thing down there. I forgot what it's called. But Instagram at Texas Ring of Fire. We got Twitter at Texas Ring of Fire. Y'all give us a follow. Please rate and review us. Let us know what we're doing good. Let us know what we're doing bad. Let us know what we could do better. We're always here, like you said.
And RB's going to get a better mic
DMs.
after the first of the year. RB's going to get a better mic.
I know. This is what I'm doing right now. I listened to the feedback, and it's like, dude, like, holy shit, it sounds like crap. I don't know if it's my internet connection or if it's my mic, because I've switched mics a couple times and the same shit. So I'm sorry. I appreciate everybody listening, whoever sticks through to this point. But like I said, reach out to us. Got Harry at Raymond Call on Twitter. Got me at the RB22, and we got Sunshine at Football Sunshine. Let him know. Go to his Twitter and let him know. Be like, hey, bro, like, ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Something. Give him some damn banter. We'll see you guys next week for New Year's. Come through. Bring the shots. I'm your host, RB22.
And I'm Harry in San Antonio at Ram and Call. Hope everybody has a wonderful Christmas holidays, and we'll see you next week.
Peace. Stay better than my friends.